just to give a Wikipedia primer here. Tell the Sun, it's a roguelike developed by Artdink, and I know they've done something recently too. I was kind of surprised they were still around when I saw what they were. Triangle Strategy, yeah, they're doing the that new awesome looking strategy RPG on the Switch. I wish I had known that game existed when the demo was still available on the Switch store, but since they announced the date, I guess they pulled the demo off of the Switch store, so I missed out on my chance to try that. But once Triangle Strategy is released, I'm definitely going to be purchasing that one. It's developed by Artdink, the company that did Tell the Sun. Tell the Sun is a roguelike. Tell the Sun, known in Japan as Taiyo no Shippo, Wild Pure Simple Life, is a 3D action role-playing video game developed by Artdink, released on the PlayStation. The player's ultimate objective is to build a tower of mammoth tusks that reaches the sun. To this end, a large map full of various creatures and oddities must be traversed in an effort to locate and gather sufficient food for the tribe to thrive and multiply. Oh shit! I'll be back in a second. Actually, I'm gonna get myself a drink of water too, while I set this thing up. Okay, Triangle Strategy is the worst name for a game ever, by the way. I feel like a lot of those Switch games, they just gave up on trying to name them. Like, it used to be called Project Octopath Traveler back when, they were just announcing the game. But then when they finalized the title, they were just like, you know what, let's just go with Octopath Traveler. We don't want to actually spend a lot of time coming up with a new and inventive name. So they just settled on the project name. And the same thing sounds like with Triangle Strategy. Like, we don't really need a name for this game. Just call it Triangle Strategy. Is this a really old game, or do they just make it look old? It's old. This game was released in Japan in April 26, 1996. How do I delete? There we go. Yeah, this was April in America. It was April of '97, so a year later. This game was not well. This game was not well received, but I enjoyed it. It was really one of those love it or hate it. It's a love it or hate it kind of game, which I think most roguelikes are like. But this is also like a roguelike that was on the consoles. That was on a console rather than PCs, which is where they mostly live on. And for console gaming, it's kind of it's a different concept. It's a unique concept for console gaming. There are several roguelikes out there. One of them being on the Genesis, Deadly Tower, I think it's called. That was one that I got insanely frustrated with, but that was kind of like a veg out game, almost even. I love this background art. Yeah, I like this game. I like the art. Okay. Oh no. It's like this game doesn't really tell you what all to do. It just drops you into the game and is like, have at it. So like, when you see that happen, like I can pick this up. And then I pick it up pressing triangle, and if I press triangle again, he eats it. And when you see a part of his body flashing, what that's telling you is what part of your body is either being strengthened or weakened by what you're eating. And how do I bring up that info? Body. Here it is. So it'll tell you where you're at. So right now, if you could, I keep pointing to my TV screen like I'm fucking, like you could see what I'm pointing at. But yeah, as you see down, his legs are like blue and purple. And when you look at the little thing on the side, that means minimum. That means my legs are really bad. My upper thighs, I guess, are okay. My upper thighs are okay. My biceps are intense, so I've got really good biceps. My brain's pretty good actually. I've got a pretty good brain. I got a pretty good head on my shoulders, but I can definitely do with increasing the power in my legs. So I should be looking for fruit and vegetables, food that increases my leg power. The whole point, as the wiki article noted, is that I have to build a tower using mammoth tusks to reach the sun. So far, my tower does not exist, so I'm on the quest for mammoth tusks. What is about? Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Let's just go back. So, oh, and there's also passing time in this game, so you definitely want to get your stuff done. I don't even know what that is. I also can't remember. Yeah, if you get tired, he'll also just pass out like a narcoleptic, you know, and there's nothing you can do about that. It can, I think, in certain areas, leave you vulnerable to animal attacks, so you have to be careful when you're out and about. What is this? Yeah, okay, so that's what it is. When your face or when your body parts glow or flash yellow, that means it's good for you. And when it flashes like purple, like that means it's bad for you. So you have to be mindful of what you're about to eat. Okay, so those things are good for me. I can't remember. That's bad for me. Okay, so don't eat those things. Eat these things. Alright, those are shitty for my arms. Can't remember what. Yeah, that's good for my body. But what's this? Oh, I also have to be careful about predators and like birds like that and stuff. Oh, that's shitty for my legs. That's why it takes me so long to start running, and why running isn't really great for me. Like, I'm not a good runner. I gotta find stuff that helps me in that regard. Okay, I officially like this game, the concept at least. It is a very unique concept. It's interesting. And oh shit, I think all these things are good for me. No, they're all bad for me. Oh fuck, get away from. Okay. Okay, so I can't eat all that. I'm fucking myself up with all, like, that's what a lot of this is. It's just experimenting with whatever you find on the ground, which, you know, I guess is pretty accurate to caveman days. Oh, that's shitty for my legs. And having to keep track of what you've eaten and what it does. I can't remember if I ate one of these before. Oh, those are good for my legs. Okay, so I need to find more of those. I need to find a lot more of those. I gotta be careful of these birds, too. Those little fires that you see up there, I think that's my health. And in true roguelike fashion... Oh, shit. In true roguelike fashion, if I die, I die. It's permadeath for this character, and his descendant takes his place. So then I play as this person's kid, which I think is just like a randomly generated character. Man, this guy has shittier legs than me. Oh, this bird is fucking out for me. I don't know what I did to him, but I'm getting sick of him flying around me. What's this? Oh, goddamn. I just love when he just passes out like that at random. I just have to hope that a bird doesn't come while I'm sleeping. Alright, buddy, alright. Hope you're well rested. It's so dark, like on my monitor that I'm playing on, I can't really see super clearly. Okay, I don't think that was good for my legs. I think it's also just dark in general whenever it's like sunset or in the early morning. This game was just all about fearless exploration. I think, is history the map? No, it's not. I thought there was a map in this game somewhere, or a way for you to like track where you've been. I guess not. I could have sworn though. I think that's attack. If I had something, if I had a weapon. God damn, dude, are you kidding me? You just woke up. I wonder if it was what I just ate. It might be that that thing I just ate put me to sleep. I don't know why the sun's not coming up. It's just like continuing to being dark. Oh, I got him. Oh, I beat the shit out of that bird and got some meat. Fuck yeah. Wait, what? Return? Sure, I'll return. I don't know what that... I can't remember what that means, though. Why does picking up the meat return... Where am I returning to? I guess I'm returning to home base, I suppose. Yeah. I guess this is where I would stack my mammoth bones. If I had gotten any. Alright, I'm gonna head this way now. Okay, those are bad for me. Pretty much everything around my house is bad for me except for these things. I can't even tell what they are. They're almost like kidney beans or something. What is that? This is the shadow overhead. Game is so weird. This is such a weird game. Oh shit, don't run in there, no. I think that kills me if I run into the ocean. You know, this game came out before Mario 64 too, so I don't know why Mario 64 gets all the cred for 3D exploration games. Clearly this game is superior to, if not a direct influence on Super Mario 64. Yeah, I know, my dude is like, he's the fucking, my guy after eating all that head food has to be like, he's like the Stephen Hawking of the primitive caveman world. Actually, it went the other direction, it looks like. It looks like it got worse. Wait, did I get my colors backwards? I hope I didn't get my colors backwards and I've just been I've just been fucking stupefying my poor guy. Just shoving all this brain poison down his throat. Were those shark fins? I have no idea. I think those are rocks, actually. Rocks that you can pick up and throw at people. That is a very generous assessment. Wait, what's a very generous assessment? Okay, so I need to hunt weak animals. Okay, so I should have been going after those birds. I feel like they killed me a lot, though. In this game, your stats are referred to as body. To view your body stats, push blah 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 blah. There are 6 different parts of your body in 6 different colors. Each color illustrates how strong or weak each part of the body is. You cannot have 2 parts of the same color. What? What does that mean? So you cannot have a body of all red stats. There can only be dominant parts and weak parts. Anyway, from weakest to strongest, the colors are purple, blue, greenish yellow, bright yellow, peach, and red. Each of the 6 different body stats affects your advancement in some way. If you wish for a certain part to become stronger, you must eat certain plants. See section 8. Brain. This is your intelligence. This affects your culture level within the tribe. Swim. Strength of your lungs. Okay, yeah, your lungs. The stronger this is, the better and further you can swim. So I guess I can swim out in the ocean. I guess my character doesn't want to because his lungs are awful. He's got like smoker's lung. This caveman has smoker's lungs. Hand, your arm strength affects your fighting strength and ability. Also, keep in mind that the weapon you're using can affect your fighting strength just as well, if not more than this stat. Okay, so I'm pretty good there. Propagate your reproductive habits. The higher this is, the more your village will increase in size as more are born. That's the only part of my body that's red. I've got like fucking burning hot junk right now. I'm just ready to bang every cave woman I see. It's the only part of my body that's like operating at peak performance somehow. Uh, Jump. Your jumping ability affects the height and length of your jump and run. Your speed. The higher this is, the faster you are. Okay, so my running actually isn't all that bad. For some reason, my jumping's really good too. I'm just all legs. I'm all lower body. Let me go to section 8 so I can see what I want to eat here. Oops. Dang it. What are you doing? Stop doing that. The small triangle, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm learning something new every day. So it's not none of those things are none of those things detract from my stats. They're just additive in different ways. So purple is very minute amount added to stat. Blue is small amount added to stat. Greenish yellow is mediocre amount added to stat. Bright yellow is large amount added. Peach is considerably large amount, and red is a very large amount. So to tell blue and purple apart when you eat, remember that this shade of blue is quite light, so the body part receiving the stat increase should appear very light blue as opposed to getting one purple, which will appear quite dark. Okay. So then I should just be eating literally everything I get my hands on then. Go find the cave women. I don't know where the cave women are in this game. They're hanging out somewhere, but they're nowhere near me. Oh shit. I want to kill that bird. Get over here, bird. I'm gonna fuck you up. Oh shit, what is that? Is that a bear? I don't want a fist fight. Oh, I think it's a fucking hippo. I don't want to fist fight that guy. Oh shit, I fell asleep right next to it. Oh, hopefully he doesn't notice me over here. Okay, pick this thing up. What is this? I need a weapon if I'm gonna go after this, whatever this thing is. I don't want to fucking hit it with my hand. I'm not gonna fucking punch it to death. I mean, I guess I could always try to fist fight it, but I don't think that's a good idea. Fuck it, let's fist fight it. Come on, you motherfucker. Ugh, I'm decking this fucking dude right. Go, the bird's jumping in on me? Come on, just fucking end this fucking thing. I thought your arms were supposed to be all fucking beefed up. Oh shit, he got me. Nope. There will be no fist fighting a hippo today. What a sad way to go, sir. I'm sorry I put you into that situation. Okay, I can either be this woman or this dude. I'll be her. Yeah, I probably should not have expected any other sort of outcome when fist fighting a hippo. Hippos do have the highest human kill rate in the animal kingdom. You know, that's what I've been saying. I've been trying to tell people about hippos for a long time, man. They are not to be trusted. Hippos are psychos. They love, and they kill for fun. Like, they kill for fun. They don't have to kill. They just do it. It's not even, like, sometimes it's territorial, like you're in the water near their kids or something and they'll come after you. But sometimes they just do it just to do it. Why is it always sunset in this game? It's like the sun just does not know how to stay up. Damn. They have the right idea. What hippos do? Killing people? Killing people indiscriminately? They really are like the Thanoses of the animal kingdom. Just dispassionate murder, rampant murder. I feel like this woman moves a lot faster than the guy I just was. I'm definitely not gonna have her fist fight any hippos or bears or whatever that thing was. I think fist fighting birds is probably my peak limit right now. So just hope I could find a bird. Let me see what her body looks like. I mean that in the least perverted way you could possibly mean that sentence. Alright, her arms suck, her brain sucks, her lungs are awesome, she's a good swimmer, I guess. She's also a max procreator. Her jump's pretty good, and her running is awesome. Okay. So, she's probably not going to have as good a time punching birds as that last dude. My favorite thing in this game is how instantaneous the sleeping is. Because, like, they'll do it while you're running, too. You'll be running full speed, and then they'll just as instantaneously face plant onto the ground and start snoring. It's like the funniest thing in the world. Unless there's, like, you know, a boar or something nearby. And then it's a tragedy. What are these? Wait, was that for my arms? Oh, those were for my arms. Cool. Oh, it's that guy again. I guess my old dude died somewhere around here. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is the grave marker. This is the marker of where my last guy died at. Alright, well now I know where his body is laid to rest. And I know who his killer is right there. But I'm definitely not going to try to get revenge. Instead, I'm going to look for a bird. Another one. These guys are all over the place. If I had a weapon or something, then killing those guys, it would be a little easier, but it would also give me a lot of meat. And one of the goals is to bring meat back to your tribe. I think funerals actually play a part in this game. Like, if you bring a bunch of meat back to your tribe and you build up enough of a tower with mammoth tusks, I think that when you die, instead of having like an unmarked grave, you actually get more of a celebrated funeral. Fatal Labyrinth is like that too. Like you start that game off entering a dungeon, and if you die, then like you have a funeral that nobody attends. It's just an empty funeral, which is really kind of sad. But like if you get really far in the game, the further you get and like the more treasure that you get in the dungeon, the more people show up to your funeral. So like the whole point of the game is to like have a very well attended funeral, which, you know, I guess, yeah, that's kind of the whole point of life in a certain sense, right? Great, let me get that meat. I gotta find a weapon. Like if I could find a weapon, I would be all about it. God damn, woman, you just went to sleep. The sleeping thing will never not make me laugh. It's like the funniest component in the game. Alright, I just need to find a weapon, really. This music just screams caveman. Alright, it's about time it's not dark anymore. Jesus. It's nice to be able to see things. Oh, look at that guy. It's an ostrich. I'm gonna beat the shit out of it. Oh, come on. Get it. Go after it. It's trying to run from me. Oh, it ran into the fucking... Did it jump into the lava? God damn. She's having a bad time with her hunting experience. What is this? Is this a tree stump? Who's chopping down trees out here? Something tells me this game isn't a realistic depiction of caveman life. Honestly, I think it might be the closest depiction of caveman life that anything else out there. You basically just running to find whatever you can pick up off the ground and eat, and then you pass out wherever you pass out, and hope you survive any fist fight you get into with whatever fauna happens to be around. That's pretty much caveman life. I just want to know why there are so many, oh Jesus, it's so dark I can't see shit now. It's fucking winter. Why is it winter? I get like 2 minutes of sun and then like it's all dark. She's about to pass out again, isn't she? I'm sorry, that's just really funny to me. You can at least sleep through the night. Help me out here. Can't see anything. Is this a rock? I think it is. If there was something for me to throw it at, that'd be nice. I finally have a weapon and there's nothing around to use it on. It wasn't a long enough nap. She needs to fucking go back to sleep and wake up when it's daylight again. I wish there was a way that I could like force them to go to sleep, because then I would just do that. Like right now I don't know where I'm going. I can't see anything. I'm just running blindly into the night. Oh, there was another rock. Oh shit. What was that? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh damn, that thing got me fucking fast. It looked like a saber-toothed tiger. I tried to pick up the rock and use it, but it was just too slow. I think Artdink should make a sequel to this game. I'll go with this bugged out dude. This will probably be the last one, then I have to bolt. I just gotta fucking cook it while the sun's out. Don't fuck with any of this stuff, just move. Move them legs, get out there. Get out there before the sun sets. Okay, these things I want though. Pick it up. If I'm gonna be getting into fist fights with creatures, I'm gonna need all the arm strength I can get. Damn, it's already getting dark. You know, I don't recall the last time I played this game. I don't recall it being that annoying with the fuck. I don't recall it being that annoying with the day-night cycle. Like, I had more time before the sun set, but for whatever reason on this particular run, it's like, okay, the game starts, you got 2 minutes or 2 seconds really, and then the sun sets, and then your guy's like passing out every 5 seconds. This dude's like a serious narcolep. This game does hate me. I don't know why. I'm the only person that ever talks about this game and ever brings it up in a positive context. You think they cut me some slack? Oh, that made my arms weaker. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to beef my arms up. Yeah, they're pretty good so far. They aren't at max, but they're close. I'm ready to fight most things. Maybe not that bear. I'm definitely not fast enough or have a strong enough weapon to deal with that saber-toothed tiger. Which I think, by the way, is around here somewhere. I feel like it's over here somewhere. Must tread lightly. Gotta get this guy. Did I get him? Come on, pick that up. No, but not throw it. Oh shit, he's coming after me. I guess I did get him. Got him. Damn, how many fucking rocks do I have to beam him with before he goes down? Where is he at? There he is. Jesus. Oh shit. Got him! Whew. Alright, now I got some more meat for my tribe. If I had a weapon, you guys to go on animals from behind. If I had a weapon, I would do that. But without a weapon, it doesn't matter. Like, you just, you gotta do whatever you can. And so far, the only thing I can really do are throw rocks. And I weakened him up with those rocks to where a couple of punches in the chops was enough to deal with him. But outside of that, you know, you stone him and then you run like hell. Those guys. Oh shit. This guy's hauling ass. Oh, look at these things again. These things were pivotal in my victory over that, whatever that was. If I hadn't gotten these things, then my punches, when I punched that thing in the face, wouldn't have been anywhere near as effective. I didn't think you were gonna be able to kill that bison. I had my doubts for a second. I thought that like hitting it with a rock twice would be enough, but I hit it with a rock 3 times and it was still coming after me. And once it started hitting me, I was like, oh, I'm dead for certain. But a couple of well-placed punches did the job. It was touch and go, but I think beefing up my arms is what saved me. Yeah, my arms aren't max, but they're close to it, so that bison, he didn't know what he was getting into. This dude's a prize fighter. There's even more of these things. I don't want him to drown. I'm getting this shit underwater, but I can't. Oh, fuck! Did I drown? I couldn't tell. I was about to jump out. I've been getting in and out of the... Oh, fuck. Really? I finally have a fucking prize fighter and he drowned in the river? Does it plateau? It's not changing your arms colors anymore. Does it plateau at some point? Like the walkthrough said, I guess it's just a matter of balance. Like, one part of your body can be maxed, but not all parts. So I think it was just like... I was close to maxing it out. Whenever I was eating something, it was flashing yellow, which I think is like... It's the third to largest amount of increases that you can get. So... if I had found something that would have made it flash red, then I probably would have gotten to red stats on my arms, but as it was, I was probably just slowly making my way to that level. Alright, that's Tale of the Sun now. The game definitely doesn't indicate the status of your character or enemies very well. That's the thing, that's what makes it like a really tricky roguelike, is that you don't know shit about really you yourself or the enemies you encounter. Like, you just get dropped into this world and it's like, well, that's it, survive. And you just have to do whatever you can to survive. And you don't know what that even means. Like, you have no idea what doing whatever you can to survive means until, like, you're doing it. Like, I know that I have to get tusks to build my tower. I have no idea where to find those tusks. Like, the different sections of the maps are all, you know, they're all unique. Like, one area, I think if I go way down here, yeah, you get stuff like this too. These little monoliths or whatever with writings and shit on it. Did I just get a tattoo? I don't even know what it means. See, I have a little tattoo on my arm now, but I don't know what it means. If I interact with this, do I get this tattoo? Yeah, I do. But what does it mean? I don't know what it means. Let me see what this thing says about tattoos. What? Why isn't this talking about... Oh, you little dick. Okay, I think this tells me at least what some of it is. Oh, this is anything. So these tattoos give you stats, it looks like. But, I can't find any information on what each of these little things mean. Okay, there we go. Inner eye. The one that I'm at right now is the inner eye. This will make your caveman smarter by increasing its brain power. By doing so, your culture level will rise more quickly, making you sooner gain powerful weapons to take over stronger enemies. Okay, that's how you get weapons. You get weapons by increasing your brain power, and then as your culture increases with that, you start getting access to weapons that make it easier to, like, kill things. Okay, that's what that is. And this one... What's this one? Fertility. Okay, so this one is about my junk. Recommended for most who want a boost at the start of their game. This will increase the number of cavemen you have over time, making it easier for those who make mistakes and die often at the start of the game, so at least you have many cavemen to switch to in case your first dies. Also helps culture level. Okay. What are the other ones? Leap. The leap tattoo will make all your jumps longer and higher than usual. Very useful for those who usually have to jump from a mountain to lower ground to gain extra speed. Swiftness. Having a swiftness tattoo will make your travels way much shorter unless it's by sea, making you walk faster than usual and being able to avoid fast predators easily. And swim. Considered mandatory for those who want to explore. There are many locations in which you can only find by traveling by sea. You would normally drown by going by running or jumping, but with this tattoo, you can repeatedly press the jump button to swim like a dolphin and keep your head above water. Interesting. Okay, well that's good to know. They're all right over here too. That's the swim one. I don't think I've ever really swam anywhere in this game. Like I was saying before, I think you encounter the ocean when you go way south. Next time I pick this game up, I think when I stream next, probably tomorrow, I think I'll have a map. There we go. What the fuck? What is this? Oh my god. He's jumping on the water. That's not what I was promised. I mean, I guess I'm traveling the water, though. That doesn't look right. Yeah, that's very different from the description that I read. Oh my god, I forgot about this. This is the most obnoxious bug in the game. So basically, when you're on the surface, when you're on a surface and you jump, you propel yourself in the direction that your head is pointing at when you're on that surface. So if you notice, oh god, and I drowned because of it. That's irritating. Yeah, that's really the one. As tough as this game is in certain respects, that's really the one shitty part about it. Like the truly shitty part is, you know, if you're, let's say, this little raspberry pi or whatever is a mountain, and you're running this way, and you jump straight up. But then once you start doing this, instead of like jumping, you go like this. You literally just fly off to the side like you're propelling off a rocket, which means that you have to be very aware of the angle you're standing at before you jump. You can't jump up a hill like Mario would. When Mario hits a hill and he starts jumping up the hill, you can't do that, because as soon as you're on this, you'll go flying off of it. It's really shitty. Yeah, exactly. It looks more like swimming. No, that's not the swimming feature. That's him jumping off the side of a mountain like a lunatic. It's pretty shitty, but, you know, that's the one part of this game that I really genuinely don't like. Everything else about this game is just really bizarre. This is a bizarre game. It's weird that it ever got made. It's weird that Sony, like, approved it and was like, yeah, ship this bad boy out. Like, it's weird that someone in Sony America looked at this and was like, hey, you know what? Let's port this game over and release it in America. You know what Americans like? Weird-ass Japanese nonsense roguelikes like this. And I'm glad they made that assessment, because it gave me an ability to pick it up and play it and get ingratiated with all of its weirdness. But it's weird that this game exists, and it's weird that there's an American translation of it that was ever made available. Is that a bug or a feature? It's a bug. It is without question, it's a bug. I would never want to consider something like that to be a feature. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's not exactly the rarest game in the world, but it could fetch a pretty penny here and there. $100 here, $90 there. This guy just has the disc only, and, you know, bidding or best offer. I would say if you could get it for $25 or 30 or $40, I know this guy's bidding and he just wants, you know, whatever it gets bid on or best offer. He's probably not going to accept anything below $50 for it, but I think it's worth that much at the very least. $90, you know, you gotta really like these weird kind of games, these roguelikes and old games that don't have refined controls. Like, that's the one thing I would say that the modern gaming era gives us, is very refined, largely standardized controls. When you go back and play a lot of these old games, the controls are all over the place depending on what game you're playing. Like, some games, you know, the A button is confirmed and the B button's canceled, and the other game, the A button is canceled and the B button's confirmed, and, you know, jumping are totally different buttons than what you would normally expect. And, you know, some games have kind of floaty, watery kind of controls where you're moving your characters around, and other games, they're really super stiff and very angular and direct. And it's just all over the place. Like, you can never tell what you're getting into when you play an older game, and like the controls are just wild. Everyone was just making it up on the fly and seeing what works. But in most modern games, especially since most games are largely clones of one another, the controls are largely standardized. So even if there is some deviation, the deviation is never so radical that you feel like you're on a completely different planet. Like, playing this game just now, after playing all of the Steam games I've been playing and whatnot, and especially after playing that Chinese game, I forget the name already. Make sure I pronounce it correctly. Zhuangyan 7. Especially after playing this one, like, the controls for Tale of the Sun just feel incredibly dated and very like hard to like uh, get a firm sense of control over. But you know, I still like it. It's still cool. It's just an old game, and old games are like that. So it's just kind of an interesting thing to kind of encounter. This time period was definitely the wild west of games, especially when the PlayStation came out. Like nobody really knew what to make of 3D games around 96, 97. Like 3D games for the most part were Sega's arcade games. It was Virtual Fighter, Virtual Cop, Daytona Racing. There were a couple of others. I can't. I think Time Crisis may have been out sometime after. Time Crisis was after Virtual Cop 2, so that was a little bit later. But you know, there were some other games. The first Tekken. There were some 3D games out and about. But you know, fighting games and racing games, right? People already kind of knew the formula behind those, even if they were adapting them to new control schemes. But anything beyond that, people just didn't know what the fuck to do. And some of my favorite games came from that, like Jumping Flash on the PlayStation. That's a game that I don't really hear people ever talking about or mentioning as classic PlayStation games, but I love Jumping Flash. It was one of the first games I bought for the PlayStation 1 when it was launched in Japan. Yeah, and those big ass boxy boxes, cases. I liked Jumping Flash. It was like a weird first person game where you play like a robot, jumping, shooting robotic rabbit on a mission to stomp out the Royal Menace and his gang of pests. It was a fun game, and it was kind of unique. Like there weren't really any. I mean, it was basically a first-person shooter, but it was a first-person shooter on a console at a time when first-person console shooters just didn't exist. There were some SNES ports of Doom, I think, and Sega CD port of Doom, but other than that, like this was all polygonal too. It was all 3D models and stuff. And yeah, people were just trying to figure out what the fuck you can do with 3D graphics at the time, and nobody had standard controls, so everybody was just doing whatever the fuck they wanted to do. And there were a lot of weird ass games on the PlayStation. A lot. Like, I mean, there were a lot of games in general, but I don't think people realize just how many developers were allowed to develop for that system and just put out some of the craziest stuff. I wish I. One of the cool things I have I have a CD for my Dreamcast that has like every NES game ever made, so I get to just go through that and play games. I wish I had something similar with PlayStation games because I'd love to just go through and play a lot of those old ones. HD remake time, yeah, for Jumping Flash for certain. I would love that. HD remake of Jumping Flash, Battle Arena Toshinden. Do people remember that one even? That was that may have been the first fighting game available outside of spelled Toshinden wrong. Outside of Tekken. I'm kind of surprised to see it going for so little. I guess not very many people remember this game. It was kind of fun. It was definitely like an anime game, despite what that ridiculous box art would have you think. Oh god, that's some of the worst box art I've seen in a long time. Jesus, who did that? What's going on with that guy down low, too? Ugh. No wonder nobody bought this game. Who would buy something with a box art like that? And then Toshinden 2. I mean, this isn't that much better. It's a little bit better, but not by much. And of course, the Game Boy Toshinden. But this was much later, I feel. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of really weird, interesting games, and uh, Tale of the Sun just really only scratches the surface of them. I feel like, oh man, I really wish I had hung on to my old Game Fan magazines. I wonder if they sell those things on here. I'm sure somebody is selling Game Fans. Look at that. Oh man. I had that Nintendo one, the Ultra 64 revealed. I had that one. I had that Wave Race one, the Soul Edge one. Didn't have that Vectorman one. Oh, I had this one here, the Scorcher, because at the height of the system wars, it was all about, what can the PlayStation do that the Sega Saturn can't? Like, oh, the PlayStation can do ray tracing and all these really cool lighting effects and transparencies and really good water. The Sega Saturn can't do any of that. The Sega Saturn sucks. And these games that this company, Scavenger, put out really pushed the limits of what the Sega could do with 3D graphics. And it got themselves a cover story on this magazine. It says right there, Scavenger redefines 3D on the Saturn with Amok and Scorcher. I never got Scorcher, but I did get Amok. I have that game somewhere, or at least I had it somewhere. I was excited when I saw this issue. I was like, yes, the Sega Saturn finally proves that it can do what the PlayStation can do, and I bought it. And if you could see in the little corner there, they have a little graphic for Sonic the Fighters. And I remember seeing that and being like, Sonic is in 3D, that's awesome. And, it was again that time when people didn't really know what to do with 3D. AM2 made a Sonic fighting game that played a lot like Virtua Fighter. So that issue was a big issue for me. It was proving that Sega could do all the same cool stuff on the Saturn that you could do on the PlayStation. And those games, again, like Amok is a weird game. I wonder, I need to go find it. Maybe I'll play that on the stream sometime. It's another one of those games with, unstandardized controls and, a weird gameplay. It was kind of fun, but it was a mess too. And Guardian Heroes, I didn't have that issue, but I have that game. Tomb Raider 2, Klonoa. I loved Klonoa. That was another weird game. That was like a 2.5D game for the PlayStation. I think maybe it's because it was ubiquitous. They should bring back the Toshinden characters for a versus Capcom game. No one would even know who they were if they brought those characters back. They'd be like, who the fuck are these guys? And it's like, yeah, these are the classics that only like a few boomer-ass millennials remember. Like, I love that Toshinden game. It was actually really cool. Yeah, here it is. Scavenger redefines 3 on the Saturn with the Muck and Scorcher. And then it has AO2's fighting Sonic, and I remember how cool that looked. And then, of course, you had Ridge Racer down there, and these 2 X-Men Saturn, and then Darkstalkers PlayStation 2. That was the fight. Before the N64 ever dropped, it was the Sega Saturn versus the PlayStation 2. There are 2 bits on this? I don't know, man. I might watch this. I might bid on this. I had a bunch of these issues and I threw them away. I really wish I hadn't, but maybe I'll bid on this or something. I don't know. Yeah, it would be cool if, some of these older PlayStation games had, like, remastered re-releases or sequels even. I would be cool with some sequels. I would like to see Battle Arena Toshinden versus Tekken or something, or Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur versus, you could probably actually take. It would be cool if Sega and, well, actually, I don't know who made Toshinden. Was it Bandai? Tamsoft developed it. Sega published it on the Saturn. Tamsoft published it on the PSP, PS3, PS5? Wait, there's another one on the PS5, or they must be talking about like a digital download of the original. I remember the anime. God, look at that art. That is so 90s. That is such 90s anime art. I don't know why I can't zoom in on that. Oh man, I'm going back through all of this. So ridiculous. The fuck is this? Toshinden? Kids version? What is Toshinden 4? These were all PlayStation games? Man, they really shat this series out on the PlayStation and then never heard from it ever again. It's a perfect shirt. Oh my god, I had the VHS of the anime. You had the VHS of this? Why? Why would you ever own that and admit to it? Oh god.
You can't counterattack at full power.
Did you have the dub too?
Is this the extent of your power?
You watch your tongue.
Like this!
It can't be. He's using my technique.
Oh boy. The 90s were a time. The 90s were such a time. Look at that. Oh, it's almost giving me nostalgia. It wasn't very good, though. Of course it wasn't good. No wonder why the IP is totally forgotten. Yeah, it's probably a good thing that no one's done anything with this since. There was another one. What's it called? Psychic Force? That game was actually super fucking rad. I loved Psychic Force, and I wished more people liked it. I don't know. I think there was an anime about it, but I can't remember. This is another one of those games from that era where it's like there was no standardization of controls or anything, no expectations. People didn't know what the fuck to do with 3D, so they made this game, and it was actually a lot of fun.
Ready?
It was a lot like a very earlier predecessor to those Dragon Ball Z Budokai games. Like, you can fly around in 3D space and do all sorts of cool, like, fireball moves and shit. Like, if you liked Dragon Ball, you loved the shit out of Psychic Force. Even though this fight was super lame and didn't really show at all, like, what all the game was about. Was this for the Saturn? No, I think this was on PlayStation, and then they made another one on PlayStation 2.
Ready?
I don't think it was ever... Maybe they did have one on the Saturn, but I don't think... I don't think I ever played it if it was on the Saturn, or ever saw it. I think I remember this, but I never touched a Saturn outside of a Toys R Us display stand. You and a lot of other people, which is unfortunate because there were a lot of really cool games. I don't think there was an anime on this one, but Psychic Force, we can leave Battle Arena Toshinden in the grave, but Psychic Force should be resurrected. This game deserves a little bit more cred. Oh, there was an anime by Triangle Staff. Okay, 1998. So this was around that same time period then. All right, this looks a little bit more standard for the time. Oh, there was one on the Dreamcast. That's right, Psychic Force 2012. That's the one I think I played. I think I played the PlayStation one a little bit, but then I think I played this one a lot when it came out. It was on the Dreamcast. Oh no, I'm thinking of a weird robot 3D space game. Robot 3D space game. Virtual On? Are you thinking of Virtual On? Because I have that game on the Saturn, and that game is actually the reason why I own a Saturn. But I remember at the time when this game came out, I was living on Okinawa, and actually, if you saw it on his back there, So these robots all have little Sega Saturns on their backs. Just kind of amusing self-promotion. You see, he's got the little Sega Saturn right there. And then whenever he's about to jet off, the top opens and like a little CD. You can see the little Sega Saturn CD pop up and spin. It's pretty ridiculous, but Virtual On was awesome. I was living in Japan at the time this game originally came out in the arcades, and I was a big fan of mecha anime. And the really cool part about this game was it had a little chair that you sat in. You sat in a chair. It felt like you were in the cockpit of a mech. It had the 2 sticks that you use to control and shit. So like when you're playing the game, you're like actually moving the sticks around, sitting in the chair. I don't think there was like feedback. Like if you got hit, I don't think the chair vibrated, which was like really a missed opportunity. But besides that, like it felt like I was piloting a giant mech, and it was awesome. And this game was awesome. So then when I moved back into the States, like it was the year that the Nintendo 64 came out, and everybody wanted an N64, but I wanted a Sega Saturn just so I could get this game. And my dad got it for me. He thought I should have got the N64, but he got this for me, and I loved it. I played the shit out of this game. This game is so much fun. I wish I had the twin sticks for the Saturn. I wonder if did they even make twin sticks for the Saturn? They did. Oh shit. This is with the game too. I don't know if I want to drop $90 or $100 on that. It would be cool to have though, but what the fuck? Oh, this is for the Xbox, but still. $348? Are you kidding me? Alright, I've totally off the plot here. I don't even know what sent us down this rabbit hole. But anyway, oh, Tell of the Sun, yeah. Yeah, this era of gaming was definitely the Wild West. Like, nobody knew what they were doing, and everybody was experimenting. And that meant that you were always going to get some kind of weird, unique game. And not only was it cool because you got a lot of weird, unique games, but because there was still a ton of system exclusivity with those games, it meant that like it meant that the rivalries between the consoles actually meant something. You would have really weird, unique games that you could only get on the Sega Saturn, or weird, unique games that you could only get on the PlayStation or the N64, and it meant something when you actually bought those systems. Like pretty much all the games, or most of the games that I have on PlayStation 4, you know, I could also get on the Xbox, or I have some of them on my Steam account, I think even. Like, it doesn't really mean anything. Like, I could get all those games, you know, Tomb Raider, Transformers. I think The Witcher was one that's only on the PC, but I can get The Witcher 2 or 3 on here. Like most of these games, Deathloop, I don't know if maybe Deathloop is a console game too, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I don't pay attention because it doesn't matter. Dark Souls 2. Like, a lot of these games I could just get on, you know, whatever console I want or on Steam. So the uniqueness of it doesn't really exist anymore. And for a lot of the time, it was the uniqueness of owning those weird little games that made it cool to own those systems. So that's part of the reason why, you know, I like going back through and playing all of these weirdo little games like Tell of the Sun. It really was a different, weird, unique time. And a lot of games like this now, Tale of the Sun, you know, you wouldn't necessarily find them on consoles. Like, these games are really just indie games now, Steam games. I did a video, I think it actually is going to go live on the YouTube channel tomorrow at about noon. It's a video about an article where the head of Sony in America is like bemoaning the fact that the PlayStation brand doesn't have complete and total world domination over all entertainment. And it's basically a function, as I talk about in the video, of Sony and other large publishers making this concentrated decision to only focus developing blockbusters, like AAA titles that cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make, and they need to sell 40 million copies in order to be, considered a success. And that business model weeds out so many independent developers, and it just makes it harder for smaller developers to make weirder little games. And those small weird little games are the kind of games that people like to pick up and play, and they don't necessarily have 60 hours to devote to something like The Witcher. These weirdo little games right here. Like, you need a treasure trove of titles like this if you want to be able to like have world domination over all entertainment. If such a thing is even plausible. And the Sony environment, the Sony PlayStation environment, and just development in general is not very amiable to that kind of thing. So weirdo little games like this don't really get made or come out anymore. And, it's a bummer. But, we can be bummed about that some other time. In Japan, they definitely would have. Is that in reference to the, I'm sorry, I went on an extended rant there. Is that in reference to the virtual on sticks? Sure, restart Steam, I don't care. Alright, it's much later than I would have liked it to have been, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it for tonight. Thank you for joining me, Lauren. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed Tale of the Sun. I'll probably play some more of this later. Eventually, I need to get back. Like, I started these playthroughs on those controllers. Yeah. I need to get back to my playthrough of The Slain. I've decided that I'm not gonna jump back into Deathloop. It's a fine game. It's just, I'd rather play other games than Deathloop. So I'll get back into Slain at some point. Tomorrow, I'll probably, I don't know, I gotta make a decision on what I'm gonna do tomorrow. It's either gonna be Slain or it's gonna be Mountain Blade. I started on those two games and then just my ADHD kind of distracted me. I never heard about it before, so it was a history lesson for me. Well, cool. I'm glad that I was able to expose you to something new and different and weird. It's definitely a bizarre game. If you like bizarre, and honestly, like, it's weird playing it on a stream because I consider this game to be a veg out game. This is the kind of game that you play like when you just kind of want to shut your brain off to the world and you just sit on your couch or lie back in your bed. You just blow through several hours just mindlessly running around a weird continent, eating weird fruit and punching boars in the face. Like, there's no story. There's no real story to get involved with. There's no dialogue or dialogue trees. There's no, there's no crafting system. Like, to the extent that there are RPG stat building elements, it's just a function of picking up whatever you find on the ground and shoving it in your face. That's really about the long and short of it. So, like, it's definitely a veg out game. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you liked what I said, what Justin said, if you like the content we're providing, if you had any kind of laughs at all, even if you hate us, if you hate my guts, if you want to stab me, if you want to say all sorts of horrible things to me, cool. Like the video, subscribe. You'll get fed all sorts of shit you'll probably hate. And if you like us, you'll get fed all sorts of shit you probably like. So, please and thank you.